Imagine that you have a kid. Every time this kid misses a training session, you tell him, "You're so lazy." Every time that this kid has a bad grade, you tell him, "You are a failure. You're stupid." Every time this kid gets rejected socially, you tell him, "You're a loser. You're anxious little small thing." Would you do this to your kid? Would you react like this? Would you behave with him like this? If you're a normal person, probably not. But yet, that's exactly what we do to ourselves in our heads. Every time we fail at something, you're a failure. Every time we miss something, you lazy, you unsuccessful, you'll never be successful, you're a piece of shit. That's our self talk with us. With nobody, but with ourselves. Ever since we become adults, we are the parents of ourselves. When we are kids, it's understandable. We don't know anything about this world and we listen only to our parents. Whatever they tell us, that's what we do. They are there to help us, they're there to guide us, they're there to give us advice. But from the moment we start to think on our own, we become the parents of ourselves. And let me tell you something, we are very bad parents to ourselves. Just because you cannot see it on the surface doesn't mean that it's not true. Just because in your mind the thoughts that you project onto yourself are not real words that you say out loud doesn't mean that you're not a bad parent to yourself. We're absolutely disgusting parents to ourselves. And if you don't believe me, just analyze your thoughts. Just try to get one journal and just write down whatever you're thinking about yourself. You'll see how crazy it is. You see how you don't actually love yourself. You see how you don't allow yourself to fail. You don't allow yourself to be imperfect. It's so crazy because when it comes to a kid, you say, no, whatever this kid does, I'm gonna love it. Whatever this kid, if this kid fails, it's still my kid and I still love it. But when it comes to us, if I fail, I'm a failure. If I react like this, then I'm a shitty person. This is our self-talk and it's absolutely insane. And the moment we become good parents to ourselves, this is when we have a good relationship with ourselves. Many people, the biggest problem in the world is that people don't have a good relationship with themselves. Because all of these stories that you probably heard about some broken families, about some abusive parents, is parents who are completely not in tune with themselves. They're alcoholic, they're abusive, they're depressed. If we, all of us, try to improve the relationship within ourselves, there will be much more happy families. But we tend to neglect the relationship with ourselves. Are you a good parent to yourself? What would a good parent do? Is this what you do to yourself? Is this how you talk to yourself? Is this how you accept, appreciate, and love yourself? Or you just punish yourself about everything? Nothing is good enough. You're constantly failing. You're not successful. You need to be better. You need to do better. Is this your self-talk? I guess so. This is also my self-talk. This is everybody's self-talk. But think about it like this. Within you is this little kid, your inner child, as psychologists tell it. How do you speak to this kid? Do you love this kid? Or do you hate it? How then you expect to love yourself when you don't accept your inner child? When you're a bad parent to yourself? Imagine yourself as a parent. How would you want to be? Wouldn't you want to be this accepting, loving person? This person that your kid can go through in hard times. This parent that is always there for your kid. This parent that is always respectable and gives you the best guidance and helps you in everything and accepts you the way that you are. No, we're not this. And I'm getting mad. We're not this. Every time we start to stutter, oh, you're a failure, you're social anxious little. Whenever we fail, whenever we don't make a good YouTube video, oh, I knew it, you're not good enough, you're very ugly, you don't speak good enough. That's constantly in our heads. It's just that the more aware you are, the more present you are, the more you stop consuming content or video games or whatever. This is the moment when you start to actually hear those thoughts. and you realize how fucked up everything is. Are you a good parent to yourself? I have nothing more to say in this video. Just analyze yourself a little bit. Just realize how you speak to yourself and try to make this comparison. If you had a kid, would you treat it the same way like you treat yourself every single